Channel, or welcome if you're new. Today's video is a little bit different than what I normally do, but I wanted to share all of my cozy fall recipes with y'all because these are tried and true in our house, and we are coming into the chili seasons, which is the best time for eating lots of really heavy and delicious meals. So these are ones that Will and I have been making since we got married 4 years ago. None of them are family recipes. We've just found them throughout our marriage and kind of tweaked them to how we like them. So I'm excited to share them with y'all. I'm also going to be trying the famous TikTok cinnamon rolls today and sharing our honest opinion with you. I've been very intrigued by those. I have yet to make them, and we love cinnamon rolls, so I'm just excited to try them. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, I would love to have you, but let's get started. I'm gonna have all of these recipes in the description box below, but for these TikTok famous cinnamon rolls, you just need heavy whipping cream, pecans, brown sugar, a can of cinnamon rolls, and we always go with the cream cheese icing ones, and some butter, and that is it. I don't know about y'all, but here in the Yarbrough house, we love starting with dessert, so here we are. I just went ahead and preheated my oven to 350, and I poured a ½ cup of heavy whipping cream into the bottom of my pan, and then I just laid my canned cinnamon rolls on top. And as for the sauce that goes on top, I went ahead and added to a saucepan a ½ stick of butter, a ½ cup of brown sugar, and 1.5 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to get that really nice and melted and make sure the brown sugar is really good and melted. And then I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of chopped pecans and stir that together before we add it to the top of the cinnamon rolls. Comment down below if you've tried these and what you think about them. You're going to see what I think here in just a minute, but such a fun fall dessert idea, and there is no better dessert after a big old bowl of chili than some big fluffy cinnamon rolls. After you coat them with that sauce, you just pop them in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes, and they are ready to be coated with your cream cheese icing, or if you get the regular cinnamon rolls, your regular icing, and y'all, they turn out beautiful. Okay, this is the finished product of the famous TikTok cinnamon rolls. So I'm going to give y'all a full, honest review of what I think about them. So far, just by looking at it, it looks like the French toast that I get at this restaurant in Little Rock called The Boulevard. And I think it's like monkey bread French toast or something. And it's really, really sweet. So I don't know how I feel about it, but let's try it. That's really good. I could eat this whole thing easily. I will say it's a lot sweeter than a normal cinnamon roll, which is really, really sweet. So if you don't like super sweet stuff, then it's not for you, but it is really good, and the pecans really make it. I love this. So, okay, I recommend them. You'll have to try these TikTok famous cinnamon rolls. I'll leave the recipe linked below. Okay, for dinner tonight, we're having sausage and apple stuffed acorn squash. And this is one of Will and I's favorite recipes. We don't make it enough. We usually just make it in the fall, but so delicious. The first time we ever made this was 2018 when we were first married, and we've loved it ever since. So all you need is some sweet ground Italian sausage, some mushrooms, pieces and stems, 2 acorn squash, and you cut them in half so it makes 4 stuffed acorn squash. And then you need minced garlic. I usually use a Gala apple, some butter, celery, sage, an egg, grated Parmesan cheese, and then some panko. To start out, I'm just going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees, and I'm going to cut open these acorn squash, and then I'm going to pull all of the seeds out of the middle, and then I'm going to mix together my melted butter, garlic, and a 1/4 teaspoon of sage, and I'm going to brush that on the inside and the outside of each squash, and then I'm going to place them on a cookie sheet with the cut side up and roast them for about 50 to 60 minutes. Will talks about this meal all year long. He's always loved it, and the greatest thing about it is it's fairly healthy. It's packed with tons of vitamins and minerals, and it's also so flavorful and perfect for fall. And today's video is in collaboration with my sister-in-law, Kirsty. She is married to my brother, Tyler, and they live on the cutest little farm here in Arkansas. And she has tons of amazing recipes, meal ideas, grocery hauls, and farm vlogs over on her channel. Every time I look back, she's got a new video, so definitely go check out her channel today and subscribe. Let her know that I sent you. She uploaded some cozy fall recipes today as well, so go get lots more cozy fall vibes over on her channel. And just watching her clips here, my mouth is watering. I can already tell you right now, I am making that chicken recipe ASAP. But if you're over from Kirsty's channel today, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Lauren, and I'm a new mom from Arkansas. I make lots of videos about cleaning and decorating and homemaking and mom life, and I would love to have you stick around and subscribe. Okay, as for the stuffing in the acorn squash, I just started out by browning up my Italian sausage, and y'all don't forget to peel that paper off. I did that one time, and I could not figure out why the meat would not separate, and it was hilarious, but I think that is the only meat at Walmart that comes like that. Anyways, that's beside the point. While that sausage is cooking, I'm just going to cut up my celery and onion, and I'm about to pull that sausage out when it's done cooking and set it aside, and I'm going to put the celery, onion, and mushrooms into the pan to cook for a few minutes. Once those veggies get a little tender, I'm just going to add in the apple and cook for another couple minutes before adding back in that sausage. And I like the bigger chunks of apple in mine. It makes it so crunchy and juicy and delicious. But once you have all of the apples and the sausage in, you just sprinkle that with salt, pepper, and sage and stir it all together. You're also going to stir in the panko and Parmesan at this point and mix it all up. And then to finish it off, add 1 egg and stir it in to kind of hold everything together. And like I said, all of the exact measurements will be in that recipe linked in the description box below. And then once those acorn squash get really nice and tender, you're gonna pull them out of the oven and stuff them full of this stuff, and then pop them back in the oven for about 20 minutes. These always turn out so tender and flavorful, y'all. Such a cozy fall meal. You could even pair it with some homemade yeast rolls. That's a recipe coming soon in a video, but this one is so good. Okay, for dinner tonight we're having fettuccine alfredo with chicken, and all you need for the sauce is heavy whipping cream, cream cheese, minced garlic, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, and salt and pepper, also some butter, and then some fettuccine noodles, of course, and then we always like to make fried zucchini with it, so let's get started. I almost forgot the most important ingredient, which is Parmesan cheese, but we're just going to start out here by chopping up our zucchini, and I like to make it really, really thin because when you fry it, it gets really crispy and delicious. And I actually got this idea from that restaurant Maggiano's in Colorado. We used to live in Colorado, and I would always get a big pasta dish with the fried zucchini appetizer, and it was so good. Probably not very good for you, but so delicious. For the zucchini, after I chop it really thin, I just dip it in some egg and then into flour and pop it in some oil. And then when it gets really nice and crispy, I pull it out and I sprinkle with garlic, salt, and pepper. And Will and I both love this, so delicious. And as for the sauce, I just melt a stick of butter and a cup of heavy whipping cream, as well as 4 ounces of cream cheese. And once that gets really nice and melted, I'll add garlic, salt, and pepper and Italian seasoning. And then once that's really nice and melted, I'll add in the cup of Parmesan cheese. And once again, recipe will be linked in my description box below, but this sauce is unbeatable. All we have left to do is to sear that chicken, and I just sprinkled some garlic, salt, and pepper on there. And the noodles are done. I'm gonna pop those in a bowl, pour the sauce over the top, mix that together really well. I'm also going to mix in the chicken, and the zucchini was all crispy and ready to eat. This is one of our favorite meals. If you follow me on Instagram, you know we eat it like once a week. It's so good. Okay, tonight for dinner we're having creamy sausage tortellini soup, and this is tried and true in our house. We love it. I make it all the time, especially in the fall and winter. All you need is baby spinach, a white onion, some Italian sausage, and I just get the mild ground Italian sausage from Walmart. You need milk, you need cheese tortellini. I always just get the Great Value. It tastes great. And then garlic, minced garlic, and some chicken broth. You actually need this whole thing. It's the big thing. So 6 cups of chicken broth. And you just throw this all in a pot. It's super easy. I'm going to show you right now, but one of the easiest and most delicious cozy fall recipes. Add it again with the Italian sausage. We're just going to start by browning that up. And then once that's browned, we're going to move it to a plate and pop our onion in that same pan and let those get really nice and tender. And then I'm going to add in some garlic with the onion, stir that around for a minute, and then once that gets really fragrant, we're going to add in some flour to coat those onions really nice. This recipe that I'm leaving in the description box below actually calls for onions and carrots, but we usually just leave the carrots out. And so I'm just going to coat these onions up with that flour, and then we're going to pour in that 6 cups of chicken broth. mama? Can you say mama? Mama. He was saying mama over and over before I grabbed him to make that clip, and then he just wouldn't say it for the camera, so whatever. Now we're pouring in the tortellini and the spinach, and I like to pour in a lot of spinach because that cooks way down, and then we're also going to pour in 2 cups of milk. This is one of those recipes that's even better the next day. We can eat on this for a week. So delicious and so flavorful. It would even be good with some really fancy bread. I didn't even think about that on this night, but it's probably better I didn't. But so delicious. Last night of this cozy little cook with me, we are making chicken enchiladas, and these are a family favorite. I actually just stumbled on this recipe one day on Pinterest, and I've been making them for years now. And last year my mom actually had a birthday party that was like Mexican restaurant themed because she loves Mexican food, and we all brought our own enchiladas, and I brought these and they were a huge hit. Everybody loved them. They're just like a chicken cream cheese mixture, and it is so delicious. For this recipe, I either like to get a rotisserie chicken, or on this night I just threw some chicken in the crock pot for 4 hours. That way it's a lot more tender than if you were to just sear it. All you need is some tortillas, chicken broth, salt and pepper, Fiesta blend cheese, some cream cheese, some butter, some diced green chilies, and some shredded chicken. So I like to start out by putting the shredded chicken, the half a brick of cream cheese, and about a cup of shredded cheese into a bowl and mixing it with my mixer. It makes it so much easier. And so when I'm shredding my chicken, when I pull it out of the crock pot, I don't shred it super thin because this kind of does most of the shredding for me. But then once that mixture is made up, I go ahead and stuff my tortillas, put them in a greased up pan, and then we'll sprinkle over some cheese and also sauce. I'll share that in just a second. This sauce could not get any easier. You just melt a half a brick of cream cheese, 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, and 2 cups of chicken broth in a pan. Stir that together really good, add in a can of diced green chilies, and it's ready to go. You can just pour it over the top of your enchiladas. I usually make more than this. It didn't go as far on this night. I like these enchiladas to be really nice and coated in the sauce, and then cover it in shredded cheese before throwing it in the oven. I just put these in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes and they came out perfect. These never disappoint, so delicious, perfect for fall. But thank y'all so much for stopping by today. I will see y'all on Sunday. Bye.